eFootball.Pro 2020 season. Wes, great first match to kick off. Obviously, we have FC Nantes of France taking on Boavista of Portugal. We can see here the teams and the respective players setting up their squads. Anything jumping out to you immediately? Anything you expect to see out of this match? I mean, it's going to be a great one, but what do you expect to see off the bat?
Well, it's like I mentioned, if you have that nervous energy going into the first game, I think we might see a cagey affair in the first game. Once those nerves have then kind of been thrown off, you might see a bit more of an attacking game in the second. But even with that, you know, both games are now worth points, so you may see that actually it's just attacking from minute one. You'd expect Nantes to go through Koulibaly as their main focal point. You'd expect Boavista to maybe use the wings. They have quite good wingers that are able to use, especially with the stat balancing, so it should be a very interesting game to watch.
Of course, you can keep up to date with us, as you see there, or saw rather, at the bottom of your screen, all the official channels, all the websites you need to keep up to date. And looking at these lineups, I mean, on one hand, for me, it screams experience. On the FC Nantes side, you have Asbabisk last season with Nantes, the returning Nantes player, got to the semi-finals. Bitterly disappointing, of course, for him to not get to the grand finals. But do you think he can maybe repeat that feat with this new squad? He has a lot of talent around him and a lot of experience as well. Yeah,
I think Nantes have gone out and have recruited 3 very, very good players to go alongside him. We know that obviously Kepa isn't here this week, or this match day, but he is a very, very, very capable player. You've got Rossat, who is a very, very good player. He has weapons around him now that actually might benefit and get in the push. I mean, you know, we talk about, you know, Nantes on the same side of it. Boavista, although their players are probably not well known to those at home, around the Portuguese PES circuit, they are very well known and they're very capable. So, you know, this game very much could go either way.
Absolutely. Boavista, certainly no pushovers. They have acquired quite a fancy roster, I suppose, of their own. And after last season's almost disappointment, I want to say, of not getting to that knockout stage, they will want to try and put things right. They have put some, or the faith, I suppose, in some youngsters and some unproven talent. Now is the time for them to step up and repay the faith of the Portuguese outfit. We are moments away from kicking off the eFootball.Pro 2020 season. And Wes, I mean, while we wait for this match to start, we are moments away, as I just said, but this set, this entire studio, this entire position that these players are in right now, it's every PES player's dream, and they are living it here on the stage.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's the goal for everybody as we get ready for kickoff here. But yeah, it'll be a great watch.
Absolutely. So here we go then. We kick off with Boavista attacking from right to left, and FC Nantes of France attacking in their yellow strip. Nice early chance here for Nantes. They have been over on this right-hand side. Oh no, he's actually found Ewan in. First chance, first goal. FC Nantes within 4 in-game minutes. They are certainly starting how they mean to go on here in the eFootball.Pro League. Early advantage, and what a goal that was. Boavista, they are shell-shocked.
Yeah, I mean, we talked just in the beginning about Koulibaly being their focal point. We completely forgot about Moses Simon on their right-hand side. You can see really good interplay there. Defender loses his man, and the manual goalkeeping, it can always be tricky. If you don't time it right, if you don't get the save right, you can always have that. But it's a lovely bit of interchange from Nantes. And starting off bright and early like we kind of expected.
Yeah, that's going to be the worst possible start, really.
No, he's actually found
Ewan in. First chance, first. As you see the replays there, hand slaps all round, high fives. 4 in-game minutes. And a tremendous. They are certainly starting how they mean.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can see Boavista are going to try and get this goal back quite quickly, but it's all in Nantes' hands now.
Absolutely. Koulibaly now on the right-hand side. Has a player in the middle here to look for. It's Yuan again, the goal scorer, but it's not able to find him. Now a chance for Boavista to really get into the game. They hadn't had a touch, essentially, albeit they did concede first. They were not able really to get a hold of the ball, and again, just look a little bit unsure in midfield as FC Nantes in their yellow strip attacking once again. Koulibaly looking for the run down the middle. This is a good chance here. Has a chance, has Ewan in the middle here as well. Just crowded out there by the Boavista defenders, but Boavista, they need to steady the ship here early on, whereas they are certainly looking susceptible as, again, a pass cut out right there. Not going well at the moment for Boavista.
Yeah, I mean, you're expecting Boavista to maybe take 5 or 10 minutes, just get their foot on the ball, control the game a little bit, and work their way back in. You know, it was quite an early conceding of a goal, as they've just given away a free kick there. There's still a lot of time on the clock. They can still play their way back into this.
Cardo, whip it in. Keeper will punch away. Paulinho now. G. Here is Aka just outside the centre circle, and this is a little bit better from Boavista, but just as I say that, another sloppy pass.
We completely...
Looks like Babisk here on the ball, looking for Koulibaly. That was Roxa with a chance, but unfortunately just gets away from him here.
Yeah, I mean, you can see there they were looking and being patient. There was a nice little kind of tee up to himself. Probably unsteadied the final finish there, but you know, you can see there Nolt's trying to be really positive and really attacking from the get-go.
Certainly don't seem to be wasting any time here in the eFootball.Pro season. Of course, we do play 2 legs, each worth a maximum of 3 points, so vital to win both legs. Here is Ricardo Costa. Looking for Tavares on this right-hand side. Does get a little bit fortunate there with the bounce, but passing to a marked player. That again, this is just, I suppose you could say, the inexperience of the Boavista players here on the stage. Maybe the occasion getting to them here a little bit as not potentially have a chance, 50-50 ball, but yeah, the inexperience, you might say, so far for Boavista. You're just looking for them to maybe settle into the game here a little bit and just relax. Maybe the occasion getting the best of them. Yeah,
I mean, you're looking at it from the outside, looking in. Nantes seem to be in very much control of this as they try and feed the ball up to Koulibaly. But you're just looking for a little bit of luck to break for Boavista in the right sense to really get them back into the game.
Absolutely. Nantes playing with tremendous direction, I suppose you could say. A foul there will put the pressure onto FC Nantes. But yellow stripped side has got to be said. Very, very direct in the way they are attacking, and their counter-attacks, whether or not their team lineups are set for that kind of gameplay, certainly remains to be seen. But they are attacking with absolute venom. Prado now looking for Simon on this right-hand side. Has Koulibaly in the middle here to look for as well. Just look out for that run. You can see it is the captain Barbosa of Boavista FC, just covering that inside run, winning actually a throw-in in the end in his own half. So maybe a little bit of respite here for Boavista as well, as they maybe try and make an attack of their own.
Yeah, I mean, you can see there they're trying to build it up. It's a good little play into the middle.
Gets wrestled off the ball.
Ball's broke luckily. This just goes a miss again.
Just nothing doing at the moment for Boavista. I suppose you could credit that a little bit to some great defence here from Nantes, and turning defence into attack. Just looking for Ewan there. Controlled by the captain, Ayaz Babisk. Couldn't quite find him. Good pressure there. Good defence actually from Boavista. They need a little bit more of that, because these Nantes attacks will not stop coming. Boavista though on the attack now. Here is Tavares, almost breaking for him. That would have been a tremendous position for a potential attack. And just as I say that, another attack here for FC Nantes. Here is Simon on the right-hand side. Can't quite find Johan in the middle. It will be, in the end, a Boavista throw. I thought that one might go to FC Nantes, but no, Boavista winning the throw-in.
Yeah, you can really see that Boavista are trying to get back into the game as Nantes, they went close. It's these little touches here and there that are really going to define this game.
Absolutely. Don't forget, playing with past assist level 1 here in the eFootball.Pro as well. There is very small margin for error, and do you think that's maybe why Boavista might be getting a little bit caught out here, whereas you can see them trying to string things together but can't quite get that clinical pass?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how much you've had in the off-season. Have you had enough preparation? Have you prepared for PA1? But as we see them breaking into the box,
so close.
Oh, it was close.
So close there. We can see the build-up once again.
Yeah, it's lovely play. As we were saying, they're starting to get used to it. It was a great save from the keeper, but Boavista, their first real signs of life in this game.
Absolutely. It will be A goal kick though, so a little bit of a let-off for FC Nantes here. Just 3 in-game minutes, or 2 rather, as it ticks over to half-time. So maybe some changes to come if Boavista aren't too happy with the way they are playing. This is actually given away though.
Impressive pressing in place here.
Toure, Koulibaly can't quite find Prado he was looking for, so turnover here now to Boavista. But again, that's a little bit sluggish, a little bit indecisive, I suppose, from Boavista. Will give a chance. One more attack for FC Nantes. Here is Johan on this left-hand side. Koulibaly might look for a shot. He has a player in the middle.
Oh, that's a great finish. That's a super finish.
Tremendous finish. And it's 2 before the break in game number 1 for FC Nantes, the semi-finalists from last season. They get their second goal before half-time, and a well-worked one it was as well.
Again, it's Koulibaly. He's certainly the game changer in this game. You can see that the positive work that Nantes really did going down this wing here. Yuan cuts in, gets it into Koulibaly. He gets a little bit of a nick off a defender. It's a little bit lucky. It's a little bit fortuitous, but in this type of league, you need that slice of luck to really get you through. And it was a great finish there from Roscat. Really, really good.
Absolutely, and you can see Boavista so disappointed, and they feel maybe their defenders should have done a little bit better there, but FC Nantes absolutely buzzing is the only word to say as we move into half-time. They are buzzing with their performance. We can see the statistics at half-time.
Yeah.
Really, the one that sort of screams out to me there is the amount of tackles coming in from FC Nantes as well, but also the possession, not actually that far away, only 51 to 49 in favour of FC Nantes, so not that big of a swing despite Boavista giving away the ball very cheaply.
Well, it's the old football rule. It's, you know, you can have the possession, but it's what you do with the ball that really counts. And you know, Nantes, to their absolute credit, have taken control of this game. And like I said, even at 1-0, it was theirs to lose. At 2-0, it is theirs to just control this game and see it out, really.
52 to 48, actually, it was in favour of Nantes. As we see there, the entirety of the stats, looks like we are just about ready to go into the second half. A couple of things being changed, no doubt, from the Boavista side, who will be disappointed.
Yeah, well, you would imagine that they'd look to change something up here, because certainly the formation that they've gone with, I believe it was a 4-3-3. It's not benefiting it to the way that Nantes are playing. They've certainly got control of this game, and you know, it's going to be difficult to see their way through from this, but a quick goal, you know, early doors, second half, could make all the difference for Boavista and really give them a bit of a morale boost going into this.
So then, second half of game number 1, just moments away, and another look there at the tremendous eFootball.Pro stage. The referee is just making sure that everything is in order, competitive integrity is at its highest. And boy, that really is a baptism by fire for the Boavista boys on the stage, isn't it? It's a very tricky FC Nantes team to come up against in their first match. Obviously, still the second half of game number 1 to play, so it's not to say that they can't bring this back, but this certainly is I don't want to say a culture shock for them, but it's certainly not the start they would have wanted.
No, and like I said at the beginning, or at the top of the show, it's a case of that nervous energy. It can either go in one favour for you, or it can go against you. At this point, it's going against them. They seem to be playing within themselves, although there were signs of life in that kind of tail end of that first half. We're going to see whether they can try and carry that forward, because that sucker punch of a second goal to concede just before half-time. Can they bounce back from it?
There you can see the FC Nantes players on the stage. FC Nantes, founded in 1943, Wes, during World War II. Nicknamed the Canaries for their yellow strip, and of course they have a tremendous pedigree in the French division behind them as well. They will want their players up there on the stage to represent them to their fullest abilities here in the eFootball.Pro. As we kick off the second half, Nantes leading Boavista 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, it's going to be an interesting game here. I think the next goal is crucial. I really do. I think looking at it, it's, you know, if it goes to a 3-0, I think that's going to be curtains for Boavista. But if they get one back, anything is possible in the game of PES.
Here is Tavares.
It's a great run.
That's a man over. Here is Stojic Ilkovic. I'm not great at pronouncing Serbian names, but there is the Serbian man. I did my best. Here is Toure now. Prado. Oh, lovely bit of skill and bit of flair coming out here in the eFootball.Pro season. Koulibaly now has a chance. Bit of ping-ponging around. Here is Johan. Can he finish? Looks for the back post.
Kindly.
And I tell you what, that little piece of skill in the middle of the pitch absolutely deserved that goal. That is the third goal for FC Nantes. And Boavista, they have a hole to climb themselves out of.
Well, it was the captain that started the move and it was the captain that finished it. I mean, that granted, it breaks kindly at the edge of the box, but again, you still need that composure to finish that type of chance off. Could have easily gone for the shot. Instead, he looked across, saw a free man, and it's an easy tap in. And like we said, that first goal of that second half, I think that's going to define the rest of this game.
There it is. There is that goal. You can see what it means to the captain there. So bitterly disappointed. Asdean last year in the semi-finals couldn't quite make it that extra step to the grand finals. He is, well and truly on his way to making amends and repaying the faith that FC Nantes have in him. Boavista though, can they conjure something here? Doesn't come to anything from that attack, and FC Nantes again, every single time they get the ball here, Wes, look like scoring. A bit of a misplaced pass there from Koulibaly will allow Boavista back into things. Potential chance here, but again, snuffed out there by FC Nantes. Very good defending.
It's this counter-attack from Nantes. It's very much taken a hold in this game. I think telling from the stats as well, every Nantes player has had an assist or a goal to their name at this point, so it really is providing a great kind of advert for their team game.
Paulinho sprays it to the Serbian. Here is Mateus. Here on this left-hand side. No way through though, will be a throw-in, so pressure will stay on. And I'll tell you what, I was about to say, I would be surprised to see a pause come in, no doubt, from the Boavista squad. And something needs to change here for them. They need to, at this point, throw everything at the game. It's not like last season where the aggregate score matters. You don't need to worry about leaking goals at this point. All you can do is try and salvage a result from this particular game. So not surprising to see maybe some changes, some attacking changes come in for Boavista. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, you know, like we said, the difference in the change in the match format now makes it so, you know, if you are 3-0 down, you can just go and throw the kitchen sink, or the proverbial kitchen sink, at the Nantes defence. However, you still run the risk then of leaking even more goals. So, you know, there's a little bit of risk and reward in there. Do they take their lumps and try and figure out how to play for the next game, or do they try and press on at this point?
Well, substitutions, no doubt, from both sides. The attack remains here with Boavista though. Paulinho, good pass. Great pass, as you say. Looking for Cassiano there in the middle. Cleared by Asbabisk. Still possession retained with Boavista. Can they go again? Matthias finds Marlon. 1-2 on if he wants it, and he does. That surely will be a free kick, referee. Ref says no, though. Very physical play by the Nantes defence.
That's a poor giveaway there.
As you say, Wes, poor giveaway. Well recovered, though. By the captain once again, Asbabisk. He's playing very well, looking for a searching through ball again. What's impressed me from FC Nantes, despite this pass-assist level being at just the 1, very surgical with their passes. Here is Cassiano, though, on the left side. But I've got to say, this is much better from Boavista. Paulinho looking for Mateus there.
No foul.
No foul, says the referee. Marlon there. Just pressured too early by the Nantes player, and now a potential break for the French side. Man over on this left-hand side is what they're looking for, but we'll just stem the flow for now. Koulibaly on this right-hand side, looking for his teammate Coco. There is a player in the middle, but well defended there. Bit of an interesting shot there. I think that was for Roxer actually going for it. He will win his team a throw. But at this point, when you're 3-0 up, why not go for those magical goals?
Well, yeah, well, when your tails are up, everything will seem to go your way. You know, they're playing with a lot of confidence. Having Zizou coming in has seemed to have steadied the ship a fair bit with his experience. One of the oldest players in the league, but clearly showing that he's got a lot to offer this Nantes team. Not to mention, obviously, of course, Roska and AS Babisk, who, like I say, on any given day can turn over teams.
It's an interesting dynamic on this FC Nantes team. As we mentioned at the top of the show, Kepa not here at the moment due to other commitments in esports tournaments. Here is Paulinho, though, for Boavista. Finding Matthias on this left side. Here is Cassiano now. Good build up there for Boavista, but it seems they're just a little bit too hesitant, and that allows a split second for the Nantes defenders to get in position, get organised. Koulibaly lays it back. Find player in midfield. Well cut out though by Idris. And, oh, this is very dangerous. Here is Simon. Could maybe lay that one off, but it's still very dangerous here for Boavista. It will be a corner for FC Nantes. Boavista, that's a very suspect defending.
Well, this is pressure. It's pressure. It's having the pressure of that front line, that Nantes attacking front line, pressing you at every point. If you've not got Koulibaly challenging you, it's Simon. If it's not Simon, it's Coco. There's a lot of pressure on that back line.
Wonderful game number 1 to kick off the eFootball.Pro season. Corner here in the 83rd minute. Whipped in. Cleared by Yiu. That's well found there on the left-hand side, looking for Koulibaly again in the middle, but Nantes' vision and the way they are spraying the ball about here, Wes, is so impressive. Throw in though, as Nantes look to continue their assault. Long throw to Koulibaly, looking to knock it down to Simon, but that one will be huffed away. Cassiano making a run on the left-hand side, but Tavares is just offside, a little bit too early. I thought the better option might have been Cassiano on that left-hand side, but just a little bit too early there in the middle.
Well, if it's a split second, and now they're back under pressure. Defending another Nantes attack. It's those very fine margins in games that will really cost you.
Simon here in the middle. Can he get to it before the keeper? Not quite. Will be another FC Nantes corner in the 89th minute. Will be Roxa to whip this one in. You can see in the camera directing traffic, telling his teammates where he wants them to go. Look out for Koulibaly here at this front post. Boavista certainly know that as well. That's what happens. You cover the front post with the keeper, leaves the rest of the goal wide open. That will be the 4th goal for FC Nantes. 4-0 against Boavista. If
the right one won't get you, the left one will, and especially at that corner, it looked. And it was a great bit of organisation, as we pointed out at the start of that corner. Rossier directing traffic. Play it. Look like you're going to play the ball to Koulibaly and just disguise the pass into the middle of the box. And as soon as that goalkeeper came out, you knew that if that ball gets anywhere near into the box, it's an easy tapping.
It is the French forward Marcus Coco to header this one in. We'll see it again here on the replay. Beats 2 Boavista defenders, maybe a little bit too easy, and the Boavista players, certainly you can see by their reaction, no doubt disappointed, but also feel that that was a little bit too easy for Coco to get up and head that one into the goal. 4-0 then, as we are in the 2nd minute of time added on. Is there a chance for redemption for Boavista, or at least a consolation? The FC Nantes defence says no, and that will be how we end the first match of the eFootball.Pro 2020 season. FC Nantes 4, Boavista 0.
Yeah, I mean, it was a masterclass of defending and counter-attacking from Nantes. As we saw there, they didn't have the majority of the ball. It was very much 50-50, and it was all about what they did with the ball. And that was the key thing there. I think Zizou was the player that had the most co-op points there. So, a big performance from the most experienced player. Yeah,
someone we haven't really spoken about. An X factor for this FC Nantes side, the oldest player in the competition alongside Gol, who plays for Schalke. We'll be seeing them up a little bit later on against Celtic FC. We will be, of course, seeing game number 2 between these two teams first of all. Let's talk a little bit, though, Wes, about the outfit of FC Nantes that they're fielding here in the eFootball.Pro. Obviously, we've just saw them win their first game 4-0. They have a player who isn't here, but the makeup and the complexion of their squad here in the eFootball.Pro season is is quite fascinating because you have two French players in Zizou and Asbabisk, but you also have Kepper and Roxa who have played in co-op competitions alongside each other as well. So it's a really fun dynamic. It's a very interesting one that might just lead to FC Nantes' success in this season.
Yeah, I mean, the question marks when all of these teams are announced, I'm sure we'll get to the other teams later in the show, but the main question for this, before this first game week, is how are these teams going to blend? You know, we've seen, you know, AS Babisk, who led the line there and was superb. And then you've got, you know, you've got Zizou and you've got Roska. And some people would argue that their best player isn't actually here this week. Which, to be fair, if you're performing like that with your best player not here, imagine what it's going to be like when your best player is here. And I think, you know, obviously it was 4-0. There's the Game 2 still to come up. I think it's going to be a very interesting dynamic to see exactly how Game 2 pans out, because Boavista will be very disappointed with it. I would anticipate changes in terms of their formation and in terms of their tactics.
I was going to say, no doubt we'll see some changes. Anything in particular you want to see? Not so much from their game plan, essentially, but maybe in the way that they play, in the way that they build up attacks that just wasn't working for them in that game number 1 that you'd like to see them change?
Well, there were glimpses of really good attacks there. We saw good passing. We even saw, you know, when the orange bar pops up, you'll notice that that's actually manual passing. We saw a lot of manual passing and trying to really create some really good chances. If they can hone that into getting, you know, just one shot on goal where it kind of goes in, the momentum suddenly shifts, and all of a sudden then their tails will be up and they'll be more positive with their outlook. I think with their formation, I think it needs to be a case of you look a little bit more defensively, because Nantes on the counter were very, very good and they were picking holes at will in that defence.
Well, the Canaries will be looking to do that once again in game number 2. The boys are ready. Boavista on the other side. We're about to see what they truly are made of. They said before the game, when we spoke to them here at the eFootball.Pro studio, that 6th was the benchmark for them. They're not expecting too much. There's a new squad coming into the eFootball.Pro league. They just want to set themselves a benchmark, and right now they are, I mean, it's a nightmare start for them. Yeah. But I suppose you could argue that FC Nantes are one of the powerhouses here in the eFootball.Pro league. Yeah,
well, if you look at the makeup of their actual team, I mean, a lot of the pro players from last season were earmarking Nantes as the best team to be because of their physicality, their strength. And like we mentioned, Koulibaly is a powerhouse up front. And it's, you know, it's very hard to break them down as well. Their centre midfield seems to be very, very much packed out and is willing to get those tackles and interceptions.
So then, game number 2 between these two teams is underway. Boavista, 0 points from game number 1. FC Nantes taking all 3 with that emphatic 4-0 win. They will be looking to repeat that feat here in game 2, starting off early with possession. Looking for Koulibaly, that's a bit of a raking pass, and maybe one on pass assist level 3 you might see actually connect with the player, but not here in the eFootball.Pro. Here is Aka for Boavista, looking for Tavares, but cut out there. Chance though, again, for Boavista to build, but just a little bit too sluggish, maybe not alert to the danger behind him, and now FC Nantes have a chance to break, but this is better though. Better from Boavista. Yiu, Portuguese man, representing Portugal in Euro 2020 next year. Coming up trumps. Here is Ng. Looking for a Serbian teammate behind him, can't find him. Now here is Simon on this right-hand side. Prado. Pass a little bit behind him, but Nantes still have a chance to break here. Simon, again, the target on that right-hand side. Cut out, though. Better from Boavista so far in the opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, they seem to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more confident with what they're doing. And they're certainly putting a lot more pressure, as you can see. Tavares breaking free.
Paulinho looking for the Serbian in the middle. Oh, Tavares, ball still alive. Couldn't quite find a teammate. Much better, though. Promising signs here for Boavista. It is a throw-in the final third. What can they do with this? Idris on the edge of the box, unmarked at the moment. You can see Asbabisk there, the green marker, doing great work defensively, just marking those players. Will be another throw-in though for Boavista. Better pressure though.
Yeah, it seems like a complete different shift from what we had from game 1. They certainly seem to be putting the pressure on. That's a bit of a waste.
Yeah.
But they seem to be putting a lot more pressure on that back line, which, you know, is Nantes have got to be aware that this team can counter-attack as well.
can see there, Zizou, 2 goals, 1 assist, certainly the most prolific member of FC Nantes so far. And they are in possession at the moment. As I say that, they lose it. Here is MG. Pressure so early from FC Nantes. Boavista just don't seem to have the chance to build, and to see the same kind of thing from the Portuguese outfit. That's better. Good mark in there from Idris, controlled by the captain Barbosa. Here is Marlon finding a G on the left side, but that pressure once again, that high pressing from FC Nantes paying dividends. Simon on the ball. Good spell of pressure from both teams so far. Back and forth. Koulibaly to Prado. Just a bit of a deflection on that pass there, and now Boavista have a chance potentially to build from the back.
Yeah, I think you're going to hopefully. I mean, from a commentator standpoint, I think we're going to see some more pressure as we see the ball kick given away.
That's a mistake. Here is the Serbian striker Tavares.
Free kick given.
Yeah, bit of a late one there. Referee blows up, and a chance maybe for Boavista to get a cheap one.
This will be interesting whether they go keeper side or whether they go to the gap, or whether they go to pass it.
You can see Roxa, the designated goalkeeper, plays it short to Paulinho. Here is Tavares on the right. Stojkovic. Oh, very close.
Great play.
So close. Great goalkeeping. It will be a corner to Boavista, but this is the Boavista we wanted to see in game number 1.
Yeah, it's great play from Boavista, picking out the passes. Didn't go for the shot, which can sometimes be an easy giveaway.
Defended well, though, at the front post by Roxa. And now a chance to counter-attack. Here is Moustache. Controlled by Zizou. Idris chasing. Can't quite get to him, though. Ewan. Was that a shot or was that a cross? We will never know, as it's deflected out for an FC Nantes throw-in. Better game, though, I have to say. Much more of a contest here in game number 2, as Boavista seem to have learned from their mistakes. Here is MG. Looking for Stojkovic. Never going to get that name right, by the way. I'm going to keep trying it, though. Here is Aka. Looking for Marlon on the left. 3 bodies in the box here for Boavista. Can they find anyone? Oh, that's a nice pass. Not quite on the money, though. So it will go out for a Boavista throw. 57% possession for the Portuguese outfit. Looking for the Serbian in the middle once again. Tavares on the edge. Finds Paulinho. Okay, again looking for a man in the middle. Tavares off the post! And it's the Serbian striker!
It stands.
Who gets the goal? The goal stands, as Wes says. So much better from Boavista. We said they were the unknown quantity coming in. And they lead game number 2, 1-0.
Well, you could see that coming from Boavista's standpoint. You could see this little interchange here. Granted, they didn't get the first pass, but this little interchange, you know, you've got one of their players who just peeled off just to, in case that ball, you know, they gambled in case that ball came back, and the gamble pays off. And they've been so much better in game 2 than they were in game 1.
Nikola Stojkovic.
You're getting
That's a mouthful with the goal.
But no, it's great for the tie.
Certainly a point man for FC Boavista, but you're right, it's tremendous for the tie. And now FC Nantes, let's see what they can do on the back foot. Simon looking to try and reply as instantly as possible. Ewan, it's just knocked off the ball by Aka, and here is a pass looking for NG, a little bit loose. Boavista, tremendous bounce back ability, and that's something you're going to need in the eFootball.Pro season. Such a long season. We have the winter break coming up, and certainly don't want to be going into it on 2 back-to-back defeats on match day number 1. Tavares looking for the ball. Good pressure again, though, from Boavista. They're certainly learning, trying to play a little bit higher tempo. That's a lovely long ball, though, cut out very well.
A little bit of a panic clearance, though.
I mean, it was, but it's much better than Koulibaly being in on goal. Barbosa, I think that was actually, club captain for Boavista, snuffing that one out. And now a corner for FC Nantes. They, don't forget, conceded in the 91st minute for a corner in game number 1.
Defensive clearance.
Better than Boavista this time, though. Defensive clearance, as you say, once again from the captain, Barbosa. Tavares for the 1-2 with Marlon, he finds it. Stash though, better in defence. Chance here for FC Nantes once again to get themselves back into the game before the half, which is rapidly approaching. Just heard the Boavista players on the stage a little bit frustrated. That was a bit of a sloppy tackle. They maybe could have got the entirety of the ball. Instead, it's a kick to FC Nantes, and that will be a goal kick, and no doubt the final kick of the half.
Yeah, I mean, I think what to anticipate from the second half. I think you'd expect a little bit more panic from Nantes. As you can see, that Boavista have been the kings of possession, 62%. They've been all over it, and you know, the way that they're playing at the moment is at a way better level than what they were at the start, and finally maybe showing that those nerves have kind of melted away a little bit from game one, and now we're starting to see the real Boavista show up in game two.
Key statistic for me there, Wes, 0 shots at all from FC Nantes. How clinical they were in game one, that's not something we would have expected here in the second leg of the tie. And credit to Boavista, as you said, the adjustments have been made, as some very quick adjustments have been made here in the second half of game number two. The adjustments were made, and it certainly has paid off very well. Here's G though for Boavista. A second would put them in great stead for the result here. Here is Aka, has Tavares in the middle looking for him, but good defensive work there from the Nantes players. A little bit sloppy, maybe a bit panicked here. Gets away with it though. Looking for Simon on this right-hand side. Trying to provide a run is Koulibaly. He finds him. Ewan in the middle. This surely must be a goal. Tremendous goalkeeping there. Once again from Barbosa, of all people.
Well, and as we said in the first game, if you get manual goalkeeping correct, it's, you know, it's a game saver. And that right there, you can see Barbosa takes control. It's a great save. But again, Simon providing a real outball for Nantes at the moment to try and get back into this game.
Rafael Bracali, the Brazilian goalkeeper for Boavista, will be called into action here once again. Punch is clear, only as far as Toure, finding Simon. Ewan pressured early again from Boavista. This high-pressing game is such an advantage here for Boavista. It's something that FC Nantes were doing to them in game number one, and it's working for them here. Here's Koulibaly though, has Simon in the middle. Can he find him? Yes, he can, but he's not got the best angle here. Koulibaly again in the middle. Ewan not done yet. Looking for the chip. Marlon again. Barbosa, the captain, clearing his lines and providing an outlet here as well to NG. Tremendous play.
Well, it's this resistance now that Boavista have built up. They've all of a sudden just, you know, they've got into this defensive mindset of we've got a lead, we need to hold it, and they're really, really battling down the hatches.
Oh, wow.
A lovely bit of interchange. Onside as well. Oh, it's a great goal. That's a super goal from Boavista.
That's the second they were looking for. Tremendous build-up play. I can't wait to see this replay because, wow, it was it had everything. Bit of flair, great teamwork. I thought he might just be offside as this ball was played, but number 13 there for FC Nantes, a little bit sluggish to step up, and that's tremendous. Amazing for Boavista.
Barbosa again holding his run. It's a brief stop, and then he goes. You see that little drop that he did just to make sure he was onside. Keeper gets a leg to it, but it spins over him. But that build-up from Boavista, I mean, we were talking about creativity, about PA1. That's the type of creativity you can have.
And look at the passion from the Portuguese men there up on the stage, representing their Portuguese club here in the eFootball.Pro 2020 season, and they are 2-0 up in a game number two that we thought unlikely they might even get a result out of at all after that game one.
I mean, you looked at their performance in game one, you went, oh, this doesn't look like a decent Boavista side. And instead, we're looking at it now and we're going, wow, this is a team to watch out for. They're very good in terms of their defensive play at the moment. They're locking down the game so that Nantes don't really have an opportunity to get back into it. Obviously, there's tactical changes happening at the moment. We'll be interested to see exactly what changes are going on. I think it looks like it's on the Boavista side, maybe. You can see the Nantes team are in discussions at the moment as to where it's gone wrong.
Captain there for FC Nantes, Asnin, just trying to figure out exactly where the problems lie here in game number two between these two sides, but I mean, it's almost a mirror image of game number 1, isn't it, Wes? Where we said at a 2-0 when FC Nantes are up, do we say the next goal wins the game, or do we say, you know what, there's still time here for FC Nantes to get a result even if they go 3 down?
There's still time on it, and I know that might sound a little bit kind of strange to those watching this, but it is a case of you're in a situation where it's 65 minutes gone. You're looking to whether you're going to put substitutions on. Sorry, 60 minutes gone. You're looking whether you're putting substitutions on. You get a quick fire goal here, then again it just opens up the game somewhat. I mean, it's a very fascinating watch here as Idris brings down Koulibaly.
Yeah, tactical foul there from you. Just trying to stop the momentum there from the kickoff for FC Nantes. Free kick goes in, looking for again Koulibaly, but again it's Barbosa looking for the clearance, and that's that instant reply we were looking for from FC Nantes. Absolute thunderbolt of a goal, and they are right back in this tie.
Yeah, Prado with a super hit. They are back in this game. Boavista now, what are they going to do? Are they going to keep going for this, or are they going to hold back? What is it you do from here? Certainly you think Nantes have picked up now their confidence to go, hey, actually we can get back into this game, and there's so much time left on the clock. Anything's possible. It was a great hit. It was Prado. It was a stunning hit.
Absolutely tremendous hit. And there's not much you can do about that if you're a goalkeeper. Amazing. And it's the goal that FC Nantes needed. Boavista now just up by the 1 goal. We'll see what they have in retaliation. And again, another test of their mental fortitude. I said before the match, not expecting too many great results. This would be a tremendous step to take, though. So early on in the season as well. Something to take into the winter break and really focus on as a positive if they can hold. Here is Cassiano. G open on that left side, but great pressure there. Here is Coco. Loser in the middle. Just tackled by Idris again, who is on a yellow card, so they need to be very tentative with their tackles. Tavares on the right-hand side. Looking for the 1-2. Don't think Barbosa was quite ready for that one. Be a corner, though. Paulinho to whip this one in, and if Boavista are able to get a goal from this, this would be absolutely wonderful for their chances of sealing a victory here. Tavares. Looking for Cassiano, yeah, maybe a little bit too fancy. Back to Cassiano, though, looking for Tavares. Great defensive work right there from players on FC Nantes. Still pressure, though. And G. Idris here on the left-hand side. Cassiano will just about get there, but will be pressured early. Will be a Boavista throw, though. Good spell of pressure, though, from the Portuguese outfit.
I think at the moment, the more time that Boavista's spending this half, they're just winding down the clock here. Not necessarily in a keeping the ball, but the more time they spend in the Nantes half, it's giving Nantes less time to get that goal and make it 2-2. But like I said, we've got out balls all over the pitch. Bamba's on now. There's a lot of elements there, but Boavista again keeping the ball. They're letting their momentum just do the work.
Clock is certainly their friend at the moment. Here is Yu on the left-hand side. Bit of a fake cross there. Not going to fool Zizou as he is back on the ball here again with Koulibaly. Now to Loser in the middle. Stuffed out and absolutely blasted into Rosette there by a Boavista midfielder, as more changes still to come. But the clock definitely not on the side of FC Nantes. The problem I have with Boavista still attacking and keeping pressure on is that they're still leaving that door open, though, aren't they, Wes, to that tremendous FC Nantes counter-attack. And it's something that got them 4 goals in game number 1. Yeah,
I mean, you're looking at, from this stance, you're looking for Nantes team have enough stamina. Does their players have enough stamina? Have they utilised their substitutions enough? You can see the Coco's now on as well. Like, they do have wingers now that are full of legs, so if they get an out ball, you could see an equaliser.
And for Koulibaly once again in the centre of the pitch. Pressure, though, for Boavista. Here's Cassiano with the ball. maybe rushed a little bit in the end. Will be a 50-50. We'll see which way this one's awarded. I think it's actually a Boavista throw, and it is. So 10 in-game minutes to go for Boavista to hold on to what would be a fantastic 3 points in the first match day here in the eFootball.Pro. Bamba finds Koulibaly on the right-hand side. This is dangerous. Prado in the middle, can't quite get his head onto it. Chance maybe for Boavista to break, but they have to get it out first, and do just that. Breaks kindly to Tavares. Once again, chewing away at this clock. Cassiano making a run deep, but Tavares is the target. Look out for Cassiano. He is here in the middle again, through one-on-one. Can he finish it to put the result to bed?
Oh!
No, he can't. Great save by Alban Lafont in the FC Nantes goal. Gives them a chance.
You can see there that little bit of manual goalkeeping. You know, it was adjusted, then they went back to AI. It may have played into the eyes of the Boavista front line, but you're looking at this now, 3 in-game minutes plus a little bit of stoppage time, and they have the ball in the Nantes half, and it's a corner. You could only think that they're looking at maybe keeping this in the corner, a little bit of gamesmanship to maybe keep these 3 points.
Exactly what I was going to ask you, whether or not it's worth them even trying to play the territory here with so little time left on the clock. So tense, and this first match of the eFootball.Pro 2020 season has been all fireworks. Despite the absolute drubbing in game number 1, Boavista have not given up whatsoever and are on the brink of what would be an amazing result.
If you look at this, it's a great advert for the league. Just to start with, if this is game 1 of match day 1, Lord knows what's going to be happening by the end of this match day.
So tense. You can see both sets of players there on the stage still making tweaks. They do not want to put a single foot wrong in these last 2.5 minutes plus added time.
You can see there their body language.
Again, for FC Nantes, Roxa seems to be calling the shots, and he knows it's such an uphill battle ahead of him in these remaining 2.5 in-game minutes. But like you said, the body language, look at FC Boavista. They are focused, they are ready. How do they play this one? It's going to be in G to swing this one.
Yep, you can see the 2 options going short.
Has options short, as you say. Short to Cassiano, but would like to achieve a little bit more time off the clock. That's going to open the door now to FC Nantes. Looking for Bamba in the middle, but Cassiano wins it back, and here is NG with a clever turn. Again, looking for Cassiano. Seems to be the point man, really, for Boavista. And look at this, retaining possession all the way back to the keeper.
Yep.
That's what it takes to get the result.
And the thing is, in your debut game, that's what you want. I mean, Tavares here, though, with Nantes pushing forward, trying to get the ball back.
Advantage played by the referee. Obiora to Tavares. It's going to be a late corner, and with 3 minutes added on, we are now into the 4th minute. I'd say that's a result for Boavista. No time left for FC Nantes to do anything. They will make certain of it with the last kick of the game from this corner. Why not cross it in? There's no one there, but I'll tell you what, Wes, it doesn't matter whatsoever. Boavista, despite getting absolutely drowned out in game number 1, come back to win 2-1 in match number 2. Absolutely wonderful. Tremendous show of spirit by the Portuguese, and both teams leaving the tie with 3 points.
I think if you'd have offered that to Boavista at the start of the day, I think they would have taken that.
Well, thank you very much to Weza and Harry for that commentary. 2 very, very different games there. We saw a heavy win for Nantes in the first match, but it was all change after that, Weza. What